I'm just going to start by apologizing because we are in a truck outside and the windows are down because it's hot. So you're going to hear a lot of that. And I apologize in advance. I've even got that door open. So, yeah. The lighting's a lot weird. See? I'm trying to lean as close as possible, but that gets you really close to my face. So, yeah, that's what we're working with. Let's get this started, shall we? Just wanted to film a video. I've obviously not done this in a minute, so this is kind of weird. I'm outside because my dad is here helping us get a couple of jobs finished because John and I are going to be doing our business slightly part-time, slightly taking a break. John got a new job with a different company. Won't go into what he's doing, but it's still not a typical 9 to 5. It's still in construction. So our lives haven't changed that much, other than the fact that I don't have to do the business side of it, which changes a lot for me. And that's kind of what I want to talk about. I have been struggling with my identity, my purpose, basically what is my life for. I am the type of person that puts my everything into other people. I spend the majority of my time making sure that other people are happy without actually taking care of myself and asking, Chelsea, are you happy? I've always been that way as long as I can remember. And it's not always a bad thing because it's a good trait to have, to want other people to be happy, but there is that saying that you can't pour from an empty cup, and I am a bone dry cup at this point. I struggle very intensely with what is my purpose. And by intensely, I mean to the point of severe anxiety, severe depression, just not knowing who I am and not knowing how to find out what that means or who that is. I've lost a lot of my independence. Not that anybody took that from me. I literally gave that up. I quit driving. My husband and I only have one vehicle. So when he is at work, I'm here by myself. I don't have a way to go anywhere. When he does get home, we go run errands together, so he drives. I don't really go places by myself, and that's my own fault. That's nobody else's fault. I did that. I don't like to drive a lot of the times. I relinquished a lot of my independence, and I'm not really sure why. Like, I used to be an extremely independent person. When I got my driver's license and I bought my first car, I was gone a lot. I had a job at Pizza Hut. I drove myself back and forth to school. When John and I dated, it was my vehicle because he is younger than I am, and he didn't get his license until we got married. So it was always me driving. I took us everywhere. It was my vehicle. And I think that's why when we got married, I did relinquish a lot of that independence to him because I had been the provider of that when we were dating. So I was like, you know what, it's your turn. And I never got that back. I never took that back. I got used to that and I got comfortable with that. And I didn't realize what beautiful sounds of outdoors. Sorry. What that would mean for me internally. And what that would mean for me independence-wise and finding out who I am. And something as small as relinquishing the reins to driving somewhere by yourself or being alone, how that can impact you as a whole human 7 years after the fact. My husband and I have been married since 2011. We've been married 7 years as of September 7th. And We got married extremely young. I was 19, he was 18, and we've been dating since we were juniors in high school. So our adult life has been spent together, and we've had to find out who each other is together. And that created some issues, and that created some beautiful moments together. In March, we did start going to, it's technically marriage counseling, but it's through one of our mentors at church. So it's called Bible Guidance. And we talked through a lot of things. You know, when you've got two people going through so much change from 18 to 25 and 19 to 26 and experiencing that change together and experiencing that growth together, it's nice to be able to come together in one room with a mentor and really talk through some things and work through things and grow together as a couple and really fall in love with each other again, because that is a lot of growth that takes place in your late teens and your 20s. And I'm just 26 and John's just 25. But a lot of growth has taken place, and you don't really realize that when you're younger, how much you grow and how much you change in that time frame. And this is where the problem came in. I relinquished everything at 19 years old. Nobody asked me to. Don't get that wrong. This is not my husband's fault. This, none of that. Don't take it there. That's not what that means. I relinquished everything at 19. I poured everything into my husband, wanted to make him happy, wanted to be the perfect wife, be the perfect person. And people don't get, when you get married that young, you have to grow up very fast, because it's no longer about really what you want. You're providing for a family now. Is this making sense? To me, this is making sense, but when you're filming something for other people to watch, you have to take into consideration how other people think, and not everybody thinks the same way as you do. So I hope that's being conveyed properly. I talk in circles a lot, and I never fully complete a thought. That's great. When I was 22, my husband and I had moved to North Carolina because my husband wanted to be in NASCAR. And I started cosmetology school, and I thought, great, that's who I'm going to be. I'm going to work as a cosmetologist. This is great. I figured out what I want to do for the rest of my life. Some unforeseen circumstances happened. I didn't get to finish cosmetology school. We moved back to southeastern Kentucky and started over. And that took a toll on me, because I thought, okay, great, I figured out what I want to do, and now all of a sudden I can't do it anymore. And then I went into nursing again, because I was a CNA when we first got married, and I was like, okay, this is the path we want to take. And we both started doing CNA work together, and we were going to go to nursing school. And then all of a sudden that script flipped, and we were in construction, and we moved up here, and life has happened really slow but really fast over these 7 years. And I know that might not make sense to some people unless you've lived it, but things seem to progress slowly until you're at a point where you're looking back at it, and it's like, oh crud, that happened fast. Like, good night, that was fast. And my husband now knows what he wants to do with life, and he's stable and set in his job. And then there's me, and I'm 26 years old, and all of our moves and everything we've done have been based around what my husband wanted to do. And that's not his fault. Like, I'm not blaming my husband because I didn't do something. It's just brought me to this point where I have put myself on the back burner for so long that I'm mad at myself. I'm very mad at myself. I thought when we first moved up here, this is going to be really vulnerable. Especially if you're watching this and you know me personally. I thought when we moved up here, like, I turned 25 when we moved up here last year. And it's like a clock started ticking, and that's when I made my infertility video. And I thought, for some reason, kids will fix everything. Maybe that's why I haven't figured out what I wanted to do, because when we moved up here, everything started ticking. I was like, I need to figure out my purpose, and I need to find out what I want to do with my life, and I need to do this, and I need to do that. And it was a lot very quick. And I was like, well, maybe I haven't figured it out, because maybe my purpose is to be a mom. And that goes right back to pouring everything of me into something else. And I was trying to fill a void of not knowing what my purpose was with a kid. And I thought if I had a kid, then I would have a purpose. And that wasn't healthy for me, because then all of my insecurities dating back to childhood of not being good enough were really amplified, because then I felt like I was the problem. Like, I can't have kids. There's not anything wrong with John. It's me. I'm the one that can't have kids. I can't even fulfill the purpose that I feel like was on my life, to be a mom. Like, it was a very unhealthy path that I went down. And I kind of got shaken out of it in, I would like to say, May of this year. We started Bible guidance in March, and I had a lot of things about myself kind of come out, and I had to address those. And I'm still in the process of addressing those. And with a little bit of diving into who we are, John and I realized that running a business together was stressing our marriage out a lot. Not that we can't work together, because we work together just fine. It's that we never stop working. It's work from sun up to sundown, and we don't clock out. And we run this business together. And that was just not healthy for us, because we weren't talking about anything else. We were just constantly working this business, and this business got intertwined in our finances and in our health and in our life. And it was just this business all the time. And I'm not gonna lie, clients, a lot of them are awful. Like, when you are in construction and you're building for people, and people don't know the processes of things, they can. And then again, I'm a people pleaser, so I'm taking all of that home with me, and I'm stressing out about these clients, and you can't make things go faster, and things that were supposed to take 2 weeks might take 3 weeks, and then you can't keep good help. And it's been a mind-blowing experience how stressful that is. And I quit doing YouTube. I quit doing the one thing that I've wanted to do since we got married. I quit doing it. I started making excuses. I don't have time. I'm running this business. Again, I just put everything on the back burner that I wanted to do, because I was trying to make John's dream of owning a construction company and being a business owner come true. And I realized that his dream and my dream don't have to be the same thing. And that was my biggest problem, was I was always trying to make everything happen for him. And I was trying to make his dreams my dreams. And I thought that in order for him to get what he wanted, I had to make it happen. And that's not how that works. He was making it happen just fine on his own, and he could have done it. And I was just trying to fit myself into that box. How do I explain this properly? I gave up a lot, and then I would get mad because I gave up a lot. Like somehow it was somebody else's fault that I had done that. And that's something that has come out in me that I had to address. That the only person that I can control is me. And I'm the one making myself miserable. My husband isn't asking me to do all of that. My husband didn't ask me to run the business side of the construction company. He was doing that just fine on his own. I took over that. I started working with him. I integrated myself into that. And while that was great for a while, it wasn't what I wanted. And I don't know why I do that. I don't know why I tether myself to everyone else's dream instead of just going after my own. And what would happen is I would get extremely stressed out and I would lash out and I would be angry, and it was like I expected an accolade or praise from him, my husband, for doing things that he didn't ask me to do. Like, I did it on my own. And then I would get mad at him for not praising me for doing it. Like, you don't see how hard I'm working. Why aren't you praising me for this? And he's like, what? Like, huh? Like, he would just be genuinely confused. And it's because I was struggling with my identity and who I was. And I felt like because I had put all of me into him, that somehow that was his fault. Like, I don't know if you all understand what I'm talking about, but like when you give everything to somebody and you've put yourself on the back burner for so long, somehow you make that their fault. Because in your mind you rationalize that if they hadn't been there, you wouldn't have done that. But that's a lie, because you would have just thrown yourself into someone else. Like a kid. Like if I had a child, I would have thrown everything into that kid. Like that would have been my life. And I've come to the conclusion through Bible guidance and healing our marriage and really coming to know who we are as humans and really taking the time to step back and say, Chelsea, what do you want? I've realized that I have to be a whole person. I can't be a third of who I am and give the other part to John and expect to find my happiness and my worth and my purpose there. I have to be a whole person. John and I have to be whole people coming together to make one. It can't be a half of me and a half of John making one. It has to be a whole me and a whole John coming together. And working on the whole me part has really messed with my head recently, because I've gone into some very dark places in the recesses of my brain while processing all of it and trying to figure out who I am. I've really delved deep into things that I've compartmentalized in my brain, and a lot of gunk has come to the surface, and that's where I am right now. Trying to find out who I am. We only have one vehicle, and John doesn't work a conventional job. He doesn't work a 9-to-5. He's still in construction. So I can't determine when he's going to clock out and come home so that I can go to a job. And then if I went to a job in the evening, we wouldn't be together at all. So we're working on getting a second vehicle so that I can not be cooped up here all the time. So that's a thing. And I've started going to a young adult women's small group on Mondays, and John goes to a men's small group, like a survival kind of small group on Mondays. And we're just making it work. We're really trying to figure out who we are and making ourselves the best versions of ourselves. And I am so thankful for our mentors at church. The guy that does our Bible guidance has really helped us a lot. You don't realize what you're holding on to when you're struggling with your own identity. It's crazy to realize how much not knowing who you are and not dealing with your own crap can really mess up stuff, can really drive wedges in relationships, even friendships, relationships with your parents, relationships with your siblings, and then relationships with your spouse. If you don't work on you, none of those relationships will be the best that they can be because you're a half you or a quarter you or not even you. And that's why I kind of wanted to come out here and talk to the camera, because today I've been in a very bad place. Today's October 5th, if you're wondering. At least I think it is. Pretty sure it's the 5th. It's a Friday, October something. So, it's been a struggle bus. I went into a very deep, dark corner of my brain today, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to get back to doing what I want to do. I'm going to film. And this is kind of my therapy for myself. This is what I wanted to do, and I hope the things that I have said have come off correctly, and that when I'm editing this, I'm not like, I twitch, you should have said this or you should have said that. I'm trying to figure it out, guys. I'm really excited about the future. I took an internship at church. Haven't been able to do that. That's one thing that kind of bogged me down today, is we only have the one vehicle, and we are trying to get our personal jobs caught up, and John started a new job, which is kind of why my dad's here, and everything just kind of clustered together in one right now. And it's been extremely stressful, and I've not been able to do the internship at church that I signed up for this week. And it's kind of really taken a toll on me today about commitment and starting something, and you did this for you, and why have you not done it, and like just a lot of things that go through my head when stuff like that happens, when you get stressed out. And I was like, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna film this, and then I'm gonna 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and get over it. That's another thing. I've been listening to an audiobook called The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins, and it has some very grown language in it, so if y'all gonna listen to that book, just know that. But it has really helped me a lot, even with getting out of bed in the morning. And if you read the book, you'll know that that's a lot of the beginnings of it, just getting out of the bed in the morning, launching yourself out of the bed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And that's kind of what I did with this video. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you're going to film. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you're going to get out of bed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you're going to put on makeup. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you're going to go out the door. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you're going to stop thinking that. It's amazing. Like, you really don't realize how many decisions you make in a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 type of setting. You don't even understand how that's impacted me the past 3 days. Just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 move. It's helped a lot, and I'm very appreciative of that book. I have not finished that book fully, to be honest. I think I have an hour or so left listening to it, and I'll probably go inside and listen to it while I clean. But it's motivated me to get back to doing what I love, which is this. I love YouTube. I love filming. I love things like that, and this is like my mini escape. This is where I go to unwind. Like, that's even what I do at the house. Like, I'll watch a YouTube video to get my mind off stuff, and I just want to get back to that. Just this little piece of me coming back, and just slowly work into, who am I? 26 years old, Chelsea, who am I? And I'm really excited about that. I do have a few videos that are coming out after this one that have been filmed a couple months ago. I forgot about one. I made laundry detergent. John and I filmed that, and I forgot I even had that on this memory card until I went to film this video, and I was like, I forgot I filmed that. So that's on there. I painted our living room and our dining room. That's on there. So those videos will be going up soon. I'm going to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 make myself edit them, and you all will be seeing that soon. Anyway, guys, I just kind of wanted to talk through how I'm feeling with you all. If you all are feeling similar, I will leave my email address down below. Feel free to shoot me an email and we'll chat. Or you can just leave a comment down below. I'm fine with that too. Wherever you want to chat, we'll chat. Anyway, guys, I hope you all are having a beautifully blessed evening, morning, noon, night, no matter what time it is, wherever you are when you're watching this. I hope it's blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.